Guys, and welcome to another Minecraft Stadiums predictions video. Only football this weekend, so let's jump right into it. Up first, we have Armagh versus Donegal. Now, this is going to be a tough one, I think. Um, it could go either way, because they're both near the bottom. So really, it's about getting themselves safe from the relegation zone, especially Donegal, because they're in it. Um, but I think Armagh, they've been a pretty strong team over the last year or so. So I think it could be sitting with them. Donegal have been kind of hit and miss. So I think I'm going to go with Armagh on this. And I'm going to say by 2 points. I think they'll just about get by. So Armagh to win by 2 points. Up next we have Derry versus Dublin in a top of the table clash in Division 2. So this one could just about decide Division 2. Because I imagine whoever wins this will likely win the final. Since it's more than likely going to be the two of these in it. So it's going to be a tough one. I think it could be Derry. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if Dublin managed, but I think Derry might just pull it off. It could be by very little though. I'm only going to say by 2 points. I think if Derry are going to win it, that'll be the amount they win by. So Derry to win by 2 points. And our final game on Saturday is Laois versus Waterford. Laois are currently in 2nd, Waterford are in 8th. With the way things are going, Division 4 could go anyway, with the exception of who ends up on the bottom. I think Waterford are unfortunately stuck on the bottom this year. I think this weekend could be a big decider in results. I think Laois will definitely win this, so it'll definitely put them on the path for promotion. I'm gonna say by 10 points. Wexford had a pretty good win over Waterford last weekend. I think Laois can do the same. Could be by more, could be by less, but I'm going to go with 10 points. So Laois to win by 10 points. And our first game on Sunday is Tyrone versus Kerry. Should be an interesting one. Kerry will be looking to get into the top 2. Tyrone will be looking to get off the very bottom of the table. So it's one that could go either way if they put in the right effort. But we saw the way Mayo dispatched Tyrone. They got a massive win against them. Kerry could very easily do the same. So I think I'm going to go with Kerry on this. I don't think it'll be as big of a win as Mayo got. I'm going to say by 4 points. I think they'll keep the gap pretty open between them and Tyrone. So Kerry to win by 4 points. Up next we have Galway versus Monaghan. Mid-table clash, 4th and 5th place. So really it's a battle to see which one of them gets to go above the other. Good way, Galway are having a reasonable run. Monaghan had a pretty good win last weekend. So I think I'm going to go with a draw on this one. And I'm going to say 115 to 18 points. I think it'll have quite a few scores, and that's the result I'm going with. So a draw for Galway and Monaghan. Up next we have Roscommon versus Mayo. Top of the table clash in Division 1, so it's all for taking first place. Mayo had a very good win last week. Roscommon lost, I believe, if I'm thinking correctly. So this one could be hard to say, but it's looking pretty good for Mayo. So I think I'm going to go with Mayo on this one. I'm going to say by 4 points. I think Mayo are definitely a strong team now. They started off a bit slow, but I think they've found their form a bit. So Mayo to win by 4 points. Up next we have Clare versus Cork. Pretty important games for the two of them. Clare will be looking to get out of the relegation zone. They're currently in it with Limerick. Whereas Cork will be looking to get into promotion zone. Because obviously two go up. So Cork will be looking to leapfrog Dublin should they lose their game. Actually, they can't, but they can close the gap on points, so they'll be looking to do that. So I think I'm going to go with Cork on this because they seem to be the stronger team. I'm going to say by 4 points. I think they'll definitely put up a good fight against Clare. So Cork to win by 4 points. Up next we have Limerick versus Meath. This will be a big one for Limerick, who'll be looking to get their first 2 points. Meath will be looking to close the gap on the top of the table. So could go either way, but I think Limerick are really struggling. I'd say they could be going back down. So I'm going to go Meath on this one. After the bad loss they had to Cork, I don't think Meath are as good as Cork, but I'm still going to make it a pretty big gap. I'm going to say by 10 points. I think the gap will be closer, but Meath will still win by a good margin. So Meath to win by 10 points. Up next we have Louth versus Kildare. Not much between them on the table. They're in 4th and 6th. So Kildare will just be looking to get away from the relegation zone. Louth will be looking to get into the top 3, really, as far as they can get. So this one could go either way. I think Kildare are struggling a bit more, so I'll probably go with Louth on this one because of that. And I think it'll be by 3 points. I think Kildare, they're kind of struggling a little, you know. They've had their moments, but they kind of fall off then. So I'm gonna go with Louth. So Louth to win by 3 points. Up next we have Fermanagh versus Tipperary. Essentially at opposite ends of the table. Fermanagh in 2nd, Tipperary in 7th. So I think it's definitely going to go with I think it could go Fermanagh's way. Tip seem to be struggling a bit. Fermanagh doing pretty well, so I think it's going to stay with Fermanagh. Do I think by much? So I think Tip have managed to keep some of their results fairly low scoring, so I think I'm gonna go with 3 points. I think Tipperary might put up a good fight, but Fermanagh will just get it in the end. So Fermanagh to win by 3 points. Up next we have Longford versus Offaly. This should be an interesting one. Longford will be looking to get off the bottom of the table. Offaly will be looking to climb the table. Could go either way, but I think Offaly are probably a little bit stronger. So I think I'm going to go with Offaly on this. I'm going to say by 3 points. I think they'll just be that little bit stronger. So Offaly to win by 3 points. Up next we have Westmeath versus Antrim. Not too much in it between the two of them on the table as I'm looking at it. Westmeath are in 4th, Antrim are in 6th. So a, a win for Westmeath would see them climb the table a bit more than Antrim, but Antrim will be looking to hope if they can get a big enough score difference, they might be able to leapfrog Offaly and Westmeath, depending on how Offaly's game goes. So should be a tough one. But I think I'm going to go with Westmeath. They seem to be a reasonably strong team. I'm going to say by 3 points. I think they'll just manage to outdo Antrim that a little bit. So Westmeath to win by 3 points. Up next we have Cavan versus Down. Cavan are in first, Down are in third, so it should be a close enough one, but Cavan are looking like they're going to not only get promoted but possibly win the league this year, so I think the advantage is definitely sitting with them, and I think it'll stay that way. I'm going to say by 5 points. I think Cavan are probably just too strong for everyone in this division this year. So Cavan to win by 5 points. Up next we have London versus Carlow. Carlow in 6th, London 7th, so not really much the two of them can do from there. Carlow, with the right results for Wexford and Wicklow, they could be able to leapfrog the two of them. They're only 2 points off them, so score difference could see them go above them. London hoping to just close the gap between them and Carlow. Big enough score difference, they could maybe overtake them as well. So this one, yeah, it's basically a fight over which one of them gets to climb the table. I think London are probably struggling a bit more than Carlow. Carlow have had they've had a win, London haven't. So I think I'm going to stick with Carlow, but I think because both of them are so low on the table, I think it's going to be really tight. I'm only going to say by 2 points. I think London will keep the score distance close, but Carlow will just have it in the end. So Carlow to win by 2 points. Up next we have Wicklow versus Leitrim. Could be a pretty important one. If Wicklow win, we know Leitrim are more than likely going to beat Waterford. So Wicklow win, they'll actually sit in second, but that'll depend on how Sligo and Wexford goes. So this is one of those important matches about increasing your chances of getting promoted. So it should be a close one. So if Leitrim slip up, Wicklow will definitely be guaranteed second, unless of course Wexford, depending on the Wexford and Sligo game. So it's hard to say really, but I think Leitrim probably just had like a misstep again Wexford when they lost to them. Other than that, they've won all their games, so I imagine it'll be more or less the same with this. I think Wicklow will put up a good fight because they will want to get that close to the top. So I think it'll be a very small gap. Not very, very small, but small enough. I'm going to say Leitrim by 4 points. I think Wicklow will try to close the gap, but Leitrim will just keep the same distance. So Leitrim to win by 4 points. And our final game of the weekend is Sligo versus Wicklow. Or Wexford. Wicklow. Sligo versus Wexford. Another one of the really big important ones. Sligo and Wexford are third and fourth. So obviously the winner of this could get themselves pretty high on the table. So again, it's one of those games that depends on the other results. So both of them will be hoping the teams above them don't do well, and that they do well themselves. So it's going to be a tough one. Um, Wexford have had 2 good wins in a row now, so things are looking up for them. So it's going to be close, I think. I think I'm going to go with Wexford on this. I think they've kind of found themselves a nice form to get going. I don't think it'll be by much at all. I think it'll only be by 2 points. I think Sligo will definitely be one of the stronger teams, but Wexford will just edge them out, I think. So Wexford to win by 2 points. So there you have it, those are my predictions for the football this weekend. Be sure to also check out the results video when it comes out. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the next one.